Hello, guys. Welcome, everybody, to Purple Haze Podcast. I am your lovely host, Isaac here. So, today we're going to be doing a different edition of this podcast. We're going to be going ahead in my car since in my vehicle since basically I already had lunch. Basically, I'm still eating, but I'm about to eat, but I don't think it's pleasure. So, I'm going to go ahead and upload this video anyways. So week 2, we're going to go ahead and preview. The Vikings are going to take on the Philadelphia Eagles at the Link on Thursday night. It's week 1. There's no reason to really panic about the Buccaneers game, but it is a bit concerning, but there are things that the Vikings need to clean up after that game, and you know what? It's absolutely I am going to leave room for some optimism that the Eagles can be beaten by the Vikings. So let's get into the preview, starting off with the Vikings offense and what they need to do. They're going to have to they're going to have to do a much better job than what they did. So starting off with basically the Eagles players, they have a very tough forefront, basically. I'm not worried about Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill, but if the Vikings don't sign Reisner, you should be concerned about Jalen Carter, who had himself a day against the Patriots, and Fletcher Cox and the linebackers. It's going to be a test. It is going to be a tough test. So, and what do the Vikings, they need? They're nothing really flashy about the Eagles secondary. Maybe Darius Slay, and Maddox. Maybe. The Eagles. They are very beatable. The offense. So basically, here's my takes. Kirk Cousins, he needs to do a better job at being a leader. Because what we saw against the Buccaneers, it was cringeworthy. It was pathetic. So, because Kirk Cousins, because when the team needs him the most, he better step it up the rest of the season. If I see anything close to it, I am ripping off the Band-Aid and saying it's time for Jaren Hall. That is the hard truth, and it has to be done one way or another. So, Kirk Cousins, he needs to be a better leader. As for some of the others, we need to target Jefferson more. So give Jefferson the ball more, because when we gave him the ball in the first half of the Bucs, he was effective. As a matter of fact, he had 138 yards, but yes, it's up to the quarterback and up to the coach. Jefferson only had 12 yards in the second half against the Bucs. We just decided not to use him for some reason, but here's the deal. You need to basically get Jefferson involved in this game, because what we saw with Jefferson, he is on track to be the best receiver. Give him the ball. That is up to the quarterback too as well. You need to feed him more. As for basically and give him more space. You need to basically give him more space. What we saw in the second half of the Buccaneers game, it got worse from there. It is what it is. So the Eagles' forefront is actually really good. They got after Mac Jones pretty well. And I am absolutely concerned on that, but the guard position, the interior offensive line, I am so sick of it being a letdown week by week by week by week. It's going to be that way. And this is on Kwesi. Again, I'm no longer going to bash Ed Ingram at all. Anyways, as far as basically giving more space, the pocket collapses in the first game, but we need to see more space where Kirk Cousins has at least somewhat room to work with. And so that way he's just That way he can try and make a decision. As for like, basically and also deep passes, that's their weakness. I would say their main weakness for the Eagles is the deep pass and play action passes. So Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, TJ Hawkinson, they need to do more passes out there. I mean, yes, we can say the run game. I mean, we weren't giving them the ball more, but I would say you need to pass the ball more to give your team a chance. Because, yes, Darian Slayton is good, but that leaves the other receivers open. So you can use those weapons. Jordan Addison had an amazing debut. KJ Osborne, he was iffy, but you can absolutely do some big damage with the other receivers as well. I mean, other than that, now going to defense, I mean, the last defense was absolutely amazing for the Buccaneers, and this is going to be a test for Brian Flores. And basically, they have some good weapons. Jalen Hurts, who is a dual threat quarterback. He is absolutely amazing. You got DeAndre Swift. Didn't really do much with the Patriots, but he did all right. And then you got A.J. Brown, Quez Watkins, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. It's to a good degree. The Eagles wide receiver core is somewhat similar to the Vikings, except for like some weapons. But here we go. So Brian Flores, this is going to be an ultimate test. What I would do, Jalen Hurts. He likes to get outside of the pocket. The Eagles love using him as a gambit player. They really like using him oftentimes than not. But I feel like the Vikings, in order to win, you need a spy containment. Ivan Pace Jr., Brian Asamoah, Jordan Hicks, or any of the secondary at that point, which are the only people that can really, while the others penetrate the middle. Because they do very good out there. As for like the receivers, you need to limit the explosive plays from Philadelphia. And I mean that basically. The Philadelphia Eagles, they had a very good offense. They were, like the top 5 offense last season. So I expect them to do something at least. So the Vikings, they're going to have to limit the explosive plays, and if they want to. And also limit A.J. Brown as much as you can. Don't let him get you out of the game, because the Vikings did a good job of limiting Mike Evans. They limited Mike Evans to 66 yards. So you're going to need to try and play Byron Murphy on, if you want to put Mekhi Blackman, but maybe Mekhi Blackman and Byron Murphy on A.J. Brown, but they're going to still have other weapons out there, just like the Vikings. So you're going to need to have some good coverage on that and limit the zone, limit the prevent defense. Because we saw some of that on third down. It was a bit annoying, but you know what? The Patriots did a outstanding job, I thought, basically getting after Jalen Hurts and the Eagles' offense. They shut them. They technically did not allow a touchdown throughout the last 3 quarters of the game. The most of the points they got was off of a fumble, was off of 2 turnovers that led them to a touchdown. So the Patriots defense did great, and this could be a good game where Brian Flores gets his glory. So this is going to be a hard test for Brian Flores. So as for like Kevin O'Connell and some of the changes, maybe some of the penalties they need to clean up, and also for geez, the penalties, maybe some more like, just, get your team more ready basically at the link. Because last time you got your asses kicked in Philly last year. So this is going to be a revenge game where you take back what's yours, and please, and I want to see a little bit of competition against the Eagles, because usually we don't play well at the link. If we lose, I want to see some fight at least in them. I want them to go down playing a tough game against the Eagles. That's all I care about right now. You know what? But, all right. So that out of the way. So they need to just do all those things. And now my final score predictions for this game. I think the Vikings, they do collect the upset against the Philly Eagles. It's not going to be an easy one. The Eagles are going to do some plays on the Vikings as well. I'm going to say the Vikings, they win 28-22. I think that is my final score prediction, and the Vikings go 1-1, I believe. So we'll give out my recap Friday for the Eagles. We'll do a video tomorrow on the week 2 picks. Of course, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you later.